In the south of Spain, in the heart of Andalusia, there is a narrow path suspended between cliffs. It clings to the rock face, barely a meter wide in some sections, with nothing but open air beneath your feet. For years it was known as the most dangerous walkway in the world. Its name is Caminito del Rey, the King's Little Path. But here is the strange part. It was never built for tourists. And yet people risked their lives just to walk it. Why are we drawn to places that could destroy us? The story of Caminito del Rey begins in the early 1900s. The path was constructed for workers at a hydroelectric power plant who needed a way to move between two waterfalls along the El Chorro Gorge. It was not designed to be beautiful. It was not designed to be safe. It was simply practical. A narrow concrete walkway bolted directly into the cliffside. In 1921, King Alfonso XIII crossed the path during the inauguration of a nearby dam. After that royal visit, the walkway earned its name, the King's Little Path. But time is never kind to exposed concrete and steel. Decades passed. The structure deteriorated, sections collapsed. Guardrails disappeared. In some places only rusted. Metal beams remained, suspended high above the gorge. By the 1990s, the path had become infamous. It was officially closed to the public. Warning signs were posted. Access points were blocked. It didn't matter. Adventurers found ways in. They climbed fences. They crawled across broken sections. They balanced on steel beams with nothing but a harness. Sometimes not even that. Beneath them was a drop of over 100 meters. Several fatal accidents occurred. The Spanish government imposed heavy fines for trespassing. The message was clear. Stay away. But the world had already labeled it the most dangerous path on Earth. And that label became an invitation. There is something powerful about controlled danger. Psychologists describe it as a form of voluntary risk situations where we feel fear, but within a frame we believe we can manage. Roller coasters, skydiving. Standing at the edge of a cliff, fear sharpens the senses. It pulls us out of routine. In that moment, the noise of daily life disappears, and all that remains is the present. Caminito del Rey offered exactly that. To walk along a crumbling path, knowing that one misstep could be fatal, was not just tourism. It was confrontation with gravity, with mortality, with oneself. And yet, in 2015, everything changed. After a major restoration project, the walkway was rebuilt with modern materials. A secure wooden boardwalk was installed above the original crumbling path. Safety rails were added. Visitor numbers were limited. Tickets became mandatory. Today, Caminito del Rey is safe. Thousands of tourists walk it every year. No one needs to risk their life anymore. And still, the legend remains. Even now, when you stand on that walkway and look down into the gorge, you can imagine what it once was. You can picture the missing sections, the exposed beams, the stories of those who crossed it when it was forbidden. The danger has been removed, but the memory of danger lingers. Cities often work this way. Paris has its catacombs, tunnels lined with the bones of millions. Prague has its astronomical clock, wrapped in tales of curses. Mexico has its island of the dolls, suspended in unsettling silence. Places become powerful not only because of what they are, but because of what they once were. Caminito del Rey has lived many lives. It began as a worker's necessity. It became a royal symbol. It decayed into a forbidden thrill, and now it stands as a carefully curated adventure. But the real question remains: why do we seek the edge? Perhaps modern life has made us too comfortable. Cities protect us from weather, from darkness, from unpredictability. Our risks are calculated. Our routines are structured. And so, sometimes, we go looking for something that feels real. When you stand above a deep gorge and feel your heartbeat accelerate, you are reminded that you are alive. Not scrolling, not distracted, not multitasking. Alive. Caminito del Rey is not just a path carved into rock. It is a reminder of human contradiction. We fear falling, yet we approach the edge. We build fences, yet we are fascinated by what lies beyond them. We close dangerous places, and then market their stories. Perhaps the path was never only about danger. Perhaps it was always about perspective. From that narrow walkway, the world looks different. The cliffs rise higher. The sky feels wider. The wind sounds louder. You are small in a way that is strangely comforting. And maybe that is why people continue to go. Not to flirt with death, but to feel something larger than themselves. If you ever travel to southern Spain, you may find yourself standing at the entrance to this suspended path. You will see helmets, safety briefings, controlled entry gates. It will not feel reckless. But as you take your first step onto the walkway and glance down into the gorge, you may feel that same quiet pull, the ancient attraction to the edge. Caminito del Rey does not demand courage anymore, but it still asks a question. How close are you willing to walk to the boundary between fear and wonder? And sometimes, that question is enough to make a simple path unforgettable.